Hello, my name is Brenda Wright. I am the resource teacher for the 21st Century Community Learning Center grant program. Today's adult family member activity is entitled How to Empower Your Children When They Struggle. As parents, we want the best for our children. We want them to grow up to be confident, possess a strong sense of self-worth, and have resilience and respect for others and make positive contributions to the world around them. Many of us as adults understand firsthand that persistence and tenacity are valued traits when life gets tough. When children are born, they are a blank slate. As parents, we have a significant impact on what children believe about themselves, especially in the early years. For instance, a child who is constantly told and treated like they are stupid and worthless will believe this to be true. Whereas a child who is nurtured to believe in themselves is encouraged to take risks and whose efforts are positively reinforced will most likely develop a strong belief in themselves and their abilities. As they get older, other adults, teachers, and even peers will also influence their self-worth either positively or negatively. However, if a strong foundation has been nurtured, their self-worth can remain intact. Why parents should let children struggle. Imagine, if you will, that you are at a gym lifting weights. As soon as you begin to strain or struggle, someone lifts the weight for you. If this continues, will you get stronger? Will you ever know how strong you can be? No matter how good our intentions are, the same concept applies when we do not let our children struggle. Keeping our children safe is instinctual for parents. It is not unusual for this instinct to kick in when our child is struggling with a difficult situation. As parents, we spend a lot of time ensuring that life goes as smooth as possible for our children. But is that the best for them? Unless the situation is life-threatening, it is often best to let children navigate the problem on their own. Children will not learn to solve their own problems if we solve all their problems for them. When we step in, we are unconsciously implying that they are incapable of overcoming obstacles or succeeding on their own, which then conditions them to give up at the first sign of difficulty. Angela Duckworth, the author of Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, explains the important thing is that when you see your child struggle, let them struggle a little longer than maybe is comfortable for some of us. These moments of uneasiness will teach your child to persist instead of giving up or expecting others to come to their rescue. In time, they will begin to learn that they are capable, which allows them to develop better coping skills, resilience, learn to make good decisions, and accept the consequences for poor ones. Why children need to struggle. The goal of allowing children to struggle is to overcome obstacles and cope with difficult situations more independently in a more controlled environment. Letting a child struggle through obstacles can teach them many things, such as how to deal with a difficult person, how to remain calm when being disciplined, how to perform independent tasks like cleaning their room, doing laundry, or cooking. These experiences are important for children's learning. When your child becomes a teen, shielding them from adversity builds a safety net around them that won't be there when they are no longer under your constant supervision or into adulthood. Teaching teens to deal with life's struggles, failures, and consequences helps to improve their executive functioning skills such as problem solving, planning, and decision making. They also learn to regulate their emotions. Even though it is hard for you as a parent, allow your child to struggle and even to fail when age as task appropriate. Eventually, they will learn to accept life's disappointments, to behave appropriately, and control their emotions as well-adjusted people. Give your child a choice. Beginning at a young age, Give children age-appropriate choices that directly affect them. For example, for a breakfast, allow them to choose eggs or waffles, the red or blue shirt to wear, color of toothbrush they prefer, and if you are daring, let them choose which outfit to wear. Choice and voice go together, according to Janine Sanders, teacher and author. By allowing children to make choices, they are given a voice and a say in what directly affects them in their daily lives. Do not underestimate how these simple choices can scaffold their learning and becoming a well-adjusted child and on their way to healthy problem solving. Strategies to empower your children when they struggle. As Angela Duckworth suggests, watching your child struggle and become frustrated can be quite difficult. It can be uneasy for parents and even sometimes agonizing. What can you do to empower your child to keep trying and not give up without doing all the work yourself? First, listen to your child. Don't just listen to your child's voice, but also pay attention to their mood and what is not being said. When asking a child about their day at school, really mean it. Engage with them by finding out what may be causing the sadness or joy. Oftentimes, children are not expecting you to step in and help. They just need us to listen and our time. You may need to practice listening when your child vents to you about a problem. Take deep breaths, if needed, to help control the urge to jump in with answers to solve their issues. When your child comes to you with a problem, consider one of these responses, says Ashley Collins, author of How to Empower Children When They Struggle. Provide choices such as, would you like to keep trying, take a break, or ask for help? Validate your child's feelings. You seem frustrated. I understand why you feel that way. Ask your child open-ended questions such as, how do you think you can solve this? Or, what solutions have you tried? What else could you try? Brainstorm together, but let your child take the lead. Don't push an agenda. If your child is truly stuck, you can try prompting with questions like, what do you think would happen if you tried? You can also ask, what do you need from me? This tells your child that you are there for them in a supporting role, but still gives them ownership and agency. Number 2, model the attitude and actions you want to see. Model perseverance in the face of challenging parenting moments. When you encounter challenges yourself, model the same language and attitude you'd like to see from your child, says Ashley Collins, author of How to Empower Children When They Struggle. Use phrases like, this is hard, I need to take a break, or this is hard, I'm going to keep trying. Avoid expressing negative opinions of yourself or making comments like, I can't do this. Take deep breaths and tell yourself, I can handle this. If you're losing your composure, focus on the positive. Was a lesson learned? Did you improve? Did you overcome the struggle? And how great did it feel? We can also instill grit in our children by encouraging them not to give up. It is easier to tie a child's shoe when we are in a hurry. However, if we are taking a moment to let them work through the challenge on their own, we are being gritty and encouraging it. Don't be so quick to solve their challenges too quickly. Let them struggle some. Angela Duckworth, author of Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, remembers a time when her daughter was struggling to open a box of raisins. When her daughter gave up and walked away from the box of raisins, Duckworth confessed that she worried about her daughter's long-term grit. However, she did realize that she had, in fact, taught her daughter an important lesson by not rushing to open the box of raisins. She taught her the importance of perseverance. If you want something, you have to keep trying because you can't expect everything to be done for you. This is difficult for parents because we tend to rush in and rescue our children. However, if we force ourselves to wait, We can give our children a chance to succeed on their own, which will be rewarding for both of us. These strategies teach children to accept that sometimes things are hard and sometimes we get frustrated, and that's okay. It's not about being perfect or figuring things out the first time. In fact, it's even more of an accomplishment to stick with it, try different strategies, and eventually make progress. Number 3, build confidence with age-appropriate tasks. When talking about letting children struggle, it does not mean letting your child run in the street unsupervised to learn about traffic safety. It's age and developmentally appropriate tasks. As early as possible, boost your child's feelings of confidence and capability by allowing him or her to do age-appropriate tasks on their own. For toddlers, this may include getting dressed, picking up toys, preparing foods like cereal or toast, making the bed, or even other chores, depending on your child's age. For example, your toddler may be working on a 5-piece puzzle. He or she seems to be having difficulty matching up the lines. They may begin struggling and complaining, asking for help. Your first instinct may be to put the pieces in for him or her to help ease their frustration. Consider instead sitting beside them and provide encouragement. Try walking him or her through it, saying, "That bunny's ears are at the top. Can you put his ears at the top too?" They will experience pride and satisfaction at having put the pieces in the right spot all by themselves. Not only did they do it, but he or she now knows how to do it next time too, without your help. Yes, it's often faster for us to do these tasks ourselves, but being patient and letting our children master these skills independently shows them that they can do hard things. Build confidence with age-appropriate tasks for school-age children. Suppose your elementary-age child comes home with a story about her friend who gave all the other girls birthday party invitations except for her. First instincts might be to go into defense and response with, "I will give her mother a call. I will make sure you get an invitation to the party too." Instead, listen to her. Provide support without opinions, asking, "How does that make you feel?" Or, "That sounds terrible. How did you handle that?" Once you have given her time to talk and process the situation, move to solutions. Ask without offering your ideas. "Do you have any ideas how to solve this situation?" Or, "Do you want to do something or let it go?" As difficult as it may be, you have given her the opportunity to feel the pain, learn that it is temporary, and search for positive solutions. These are great skills for the future. Build confidence with age-appropriate tasks for teenagers. Your teenager's grades are slipping, not a lot, however, you are still concerned. When you bring up the subject, your child seems to minimize the problem. That immediately triggers lecture mode inside of you. "Don't you realize how important grades are? Colleges are looking at grades. You're going to end up working at McDonald's for the rest of your life." Lecturing is rarely effective. Instead, approach the subject from a supportive angle. "It looks like you're struggling in chemistry. Is there anything I can do to assist you to get those grades up? What are your plans to address this?" Should they express difficulty understanding what is being taught, encourage them to go to their teacher to ask questions or coming in before school to get tutoring, rather than calling the teacher for them. Yes, it's often faster for us to do these tasks ourselves, but being patient and letting our children master these skills independently shows them that they can do hard things. Number 4, remind them of past struggles and accomplishments. According to Ashley Collins of Big Life Journal, remember, the more children struggle their way to progress or success, the more willing they will be to stick with challenges in the future. It's helpful to remind them of previous obstacles they've overcome and problems they've solved. Remind your child of tasks that were once difficult and became easier with time. When has your child struggled but eventually triumphed or improved? What are your child's strengths? How did he or she grow these strengths? You can also talk to your child about times you've struggled and have been rewarded in the end. Remind your child that everyone struggles. It's natural, normal, and even good. With struggle comes growth. When your child does succeed, reinforce the experience with statements like, "You did it," "Keep trying," and "You will succeed." Talk about the pride, joy, or relief they feel, and mention the conversation the next time your child faces a tough task. Number 5, teach problem-solving skills. In addition to brainstorming and asking your child open-ended questions, you can directly teach problem-solving skills. Ashley Collins suggests teaching a simple process like the following. Step 1, what am I feeling? Help your child label how he or she feels about the situation. Understanding feelings diffuses their challenge, allowing your child to step back and focus on the bigger picture. Step 2, what's the problem? Ask your child to describe the problem. In most cases, ensure that your child is taking responsibility for his or her role rather than pointing fingers. Number 3, what are the solutions? Brainstorm potential solutions. They don't have to be good ideas. You will narrow it down later. Number 4, what will happen if? Discuss what might happen if your child tried each solution. Role-playing is also appropriate at this step. Is the solution safe? Is it fair? How will others feel? Step 5, what will I try? Have your child choose one solution to try. If it doesn't work, discuss why and choose another. Encourage your child to keep trying until the problem is solved. With this process, consistency, and remember to remodel it too. You may even want to create a sign or poster to remind your child of the steps. Number 6, know when to lend a hand. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should never help your child. Ashley Collins suggests to step in when there's a safety concern. Your child is frustrated with a task that is not developmentally appropriate. A skill needs to be learned before your child can succeed at the task. Your child has tried multiple strategies and persevered but is still struggling. In this case, offer guidance and help. Then discuss what your child learned and praise the effort and progress. Final thoughts. Success and achievement aren't just about talent. It is, however, about the willingness to struggle and keep going, which is an important ability that can be taught. There really is only one way to teach this important lesson to our children, and that is to let them struggle. It is not easy for either of us, but by utilizing these strategies, you can equip your child with many useful skills and tools as they grow to adulthood. It is important that we make the shift from "I've got this" to "you've got this," and your problem-solving and determined child will thank you. Pause the video now to review this resource. It is a list of books that are about resilience and relates to today's topic. This is a list of the sources that were used to create this workshop. Additional information can be found on each one of these web pages. It is our hope that you found some useful information about how to help your children when they struggle.